week, there was a bunch of negotiations about the Defense Department's budget, the National Defense Authorization Act. Chuck Schumer and Mike Rounds in the Senate added an amendment it was called the UFO Transparency Act. Last week, negotiations in the House, the three Mikes, Mike Johnson, the new speaker, who's a fucking disappointment, excuse my French. Mike Rounds,
all the things on the show. Come on.
The chairman of House Intelligence, and Mike Turner, the chairman of, what is he chair? He's Intelligence chair, and Mike Rogers is Armed Services chair. They shut the whole thing down. Those three guys. Interestingly, just go look at their campaign finance reports about where they get their money from, but they pulled out kind of all the big things. The Presidential Review Board, which would get all the classified documents and look at them and be like, oh, we should disclose this kind of thing. The requirement that private companies turn over any craft they have to the government, that was taken out. And third, the eminent domain. So if they have craft, the government through this act was going to be able to take them from private companies, and that was pulled out as well. So
I'm surprised
the question is,
I'm surprised you're disappointed by that one too, Michael.
No, I want the UFOs. I will abandon all principles to get the UFO information. So the question is, if there's nothing to hide, why all the effort, folks?
Well, I think the obvious answer, Michael, is that the aliens are running the show and they don't want to be known yet. So,
I mean, I do kind of. I could see how that eminent domain could, like, you give them an inch, they take them out. Like, where could that go next?
Are they going to come after my UFO? Nuh-uh.
I mean, what if a private citizen, right, does find something or find? I mean, it could be anything, like even like a meteor or something. Then the government's like, "That's mine now," which they probably already do. I don't know. I know they do that with like pirate bounty if you find it offshore.
It's pronounced booty.
But yeah, why pull it out if there's nothing to hide? I don't know that we've had this discussion on the podcast, but the three of us believe that UFOs, aliens exist, extraterrestrial beings. What do you think the reason is that the government refuses to acknowledge that? And maybe we've had this conversation on here. I don't know, but I don't think we have.
So it's simple. Why did they hide the JFK assassination truth? Yeah. Why did they hide the JFK assassination truth?
Because they did it. You can't have that. Complicit implies that they just knew about it, or like maybe like they fucking did it, right? They're not going to tell the American citizenry that, hey, we fucking killed JFK. Deal with it, bitches. Like, that's not. Of course, they're going to hide that.
So I would say whatever they're hiding about UFOs has the same level of criminal activity that they don't want exposed.
Wait, but what?
They killed people to hide this information.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I thought you meant... See, you think that's the reason? Okay, back up then. Why did they kill people to hide it? Like, what is the underlying reason for not disclosing that they exist?
I don't know. It could be a number of things, and we have talked about this a little bit. I mean, here's the point that Tucker made in his little UFO segment. He's like, if the argument is they aren't going to tell us because they don't want to scare us, that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. The government is in the business of scaring us. That's what they do. They feed off of that. That's their fuel. So that's not it. So what are they hiding? I don't know. Maybe originally it was like, we want this technology and we don't want anybody else to have it. Maybe that's what started the secrecy. But over time, they've done some stuff to keep it secret that they don't want the public to know, because like the JFK assassination, we would be pretty pissed. And now they forced themselves there to keep it secret.
Well, I feel that the reason is that you watch all these documentaries and read all this stuff about the way these crafts move and them, going from place to place and all this. Whatever they've discovered is probably like some sort of like energy generating source, which would probably put the fossil fuel industry out of business, or whatever technology they've discovered to make them invisible, to make them, deny gravitational forces, all this other stuff is probably so powerful that they would not want that out because Lockheed or Raytheon would go out of business or something like that. I'm probably going to get killed for just saying that. And so that's what I would assume. I don't know.
That's the case Tim Burchett makes, actually. He's kind of the lead Republican in the House that's like pushing for transparency. He says that he calls them the war pigs at the Pentagon. He said it would make the DoD obsolete. We wouldn't have to fight these wars in the Middle East over oil. And it's about the technology and making oil, gas, and other energy obsolete. That's his guess.
I'm going to donate $10 to him.
You should. He's right now one of my 2 favorite congressmen.
Does that include senators or just Congress?
Just Congress.
Okay.
What?
I was gonna say, what do you think, Brad?
What's his name? One of your
Tim
2 favorites?
Tim Burchett.
Who's your favorite? AOC. Hey, fuck yeah.
Right now it's Matt Gaetz, but I love Thomas Massey too.
Mine's Massey and Lee, Mike Lee. I know he's not a congressman, but technically.
I mean, I'm a normal human being and despise all Congress people. So,
I mean, same, but you know.
Why don't they do it? Well, I mean, I think all of those are good answers, right? If the technology is there if it's disrupting technology where, there's free energy, like what Tesla described or whatever. And then the people would be like, yeah, fucking, you hid this from us for how long, you assholes?
Yeah.
And we're paying for this. And like, I look at my energy bill from Austin Energy and like, I'd be pretty pissed too. But and then there's I said this when we talked about it last, like it would really disrupt people's idea of where we came from and who we are. And that wouldn't bother me, but it might bother the Pope.
He already knows about all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
Him and his red shoes. Am I right, Michael?
Just say yes and move to the next topic. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah. The next topic is more.
Wait, no. Are we done with this one though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Unless you got more to say on it.
No, I mean, I just think it's shady that they would pull those out of the final bill. I mean, it's not unlike Congress, but it is frustrating. And I wish people would be more like demanding that we get more information about this. Like, I feel like we're in this era where we're getting all this new stuff about UFOs and people just don't care, probably because we're going through like traumatic events every other week. But I just it's so weird that no one cares. So I wish people would care.
Yeah.
Your traumatic event this week was that Sheila Jackson Lee lost?
Yes. By a wide margin.
Well, we will certainly keep the listeners updated on what's happening with the UFO world because I follow it and Charles follows it and Brad follows it. So we'll keep you updated.